So there's this guy, Larry Hahn, who's a framer. That's Larryhaun, I think. And he has a couple of videos. If you search for Larry Hahn on framing, he's a pretty good framer. Anyway, I've watched his videos, and when he's putting a seal plate on some J-bolts, he sets the plate up and then he just knocks the top with a hammer right over the top where the J-bolts are. That way he knows where to drill. I've always wanted to do that, so here's my chance.
Oh, right here.
So here's a trick. We had this board right here had a double bow in it. So we lifted, and we have to nail it to this plate right here. So we sort of lifted it up till that end was flush down there and nailed it off. Then we nailed off this end, which gave us a big bow right there that didn't allow us to secure that board without a big gap being between them. So we unfastened the bolts from the J-bolts, the nuts from the J-bolts, put shims under there, and lifted that bottom board up. Then we nailed it off, toe-nailed it off, right? Then we're going to take these shims out and put the J-bolts back in. And what that'll do is that'll suck the whole thing down.
Maybe that's why.
The nails? They're right over there on that bench. So for this section, we've got all of the, I don't know what I'm calling this thing right here. I lifted that up by, all the framing done for lifting it up by 10 inches. And we can put the floor joist going across here now, no problem. And we're pretty close now for even over on this side. So now I'm making another beam to span for some support, a floor support, and it's going to sit on top of some wood instead of sitting on top of concrete. Instead of sitting on top of the cinder blocks, it's going to sit on top of some wood joists. And so I'm going to be screwing it or bolting it into the wood rather than a J-bolt going down into concrete. So I'm making these plates a little bit different. These things are going to sit inside of a casing of wood, 2x8s, sort of like the other ones, but instead of the J-bolts going down, it's just going to be anchored into some wood supports from underneath. So I'm just going to cut this so that it fits better into the channel, and it's going to be welded to the bottom of this with some legs on it, so it will sit inside the wood and be elevated a little bit so the concrete can get in underneath of it. So that's what I'm doing. So I just got one of the legs tacked on here, and this piece right here is sort of cut to size, and it's going to sit right on top of it like that. So, and I'll just weld it on there. So this is just great. I love working in this weather. So this is the last bit of that top, whatever you call that top piece that we put on there. Everything has been done for that first level. So the thing that comes now is the floor. And that's what we're going to be focusing on next. The entire thing has been framed out in 2x8s.
Oh, we got a gaffer.
Here's a view from the roof, or actually the floor. All these 2x12s are in just about. We just have this area over here to do, and this area over here to do. I'll be framing in some stairs right here. I've just been going through, marking the outside, this outside wall here, right where this thing comes, right where the this joist comes. Been marking a line down there so that when on the outside of this, so that when we put the floorboards in, we can look over the edge and snap a line so that we know where to nail. It is cold.
That is like 10 minutes at home.
Getting the floor in.
Door talk yet? Door?